So let's be honest. Sometimes in life, we're going to go through some trials and some tribulations, right? We are going to go through things that question ourselves on. I ask God, like, why me? You know, why should I have to go through this? And in the sense of doing all of that, just remember who God is. I remember how you got through the first one, because there's no way in the world, or you got to remember that you went through many trials before, or you went through many things in life, many struggles in life that happened previously or recently. So if God brought you through those, why don't you think that He can bring you through the rest? And the biggest thing about God is, what were you able to gain when He brought you through that? We talk about faith. We talk about how being patient and allowing yourself to really develop or gain that stronghold that God is really trying to help you gain. And as a Christian, that's one thing we have to rely on, because I show kids that haven't been really shown the true gospel or how Christ really is. I always ask them, I was like, you're breathing, right? I'll be like, you're breathing, right? And of course the kids be like, yeah. And I say, you see the air? And they'd be like, no, I don't see the air. And I'm like, well, that's what faith is. That faith is something that you can't see, but you know is there. We can't physically see God, but spiritually we know that He's here. And James 1:2 through 3, it says, my brother, and count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entirely wanting nothing. It's simply just telling us to be patient. Allow your faith to continue to keep you allow your faith to allow you to get through the things that you're going through in life, because that's going to be your reward. Your reward is in your journey. And a couple of notes that it has in here, it says, James doesn't say if you face trials, but when you face them. He assumes that we all have trials that we can profit from. We should not pretend to be happy when we face pain, but we can have a positive outlook, because trials can strengthen and develop our character. James tells us to regard our hardships as times of learning and growth. They build our patience. So think about the last situation you've been through. Think about that last hard time or that last trial you've been through. Me, I want to be great in all aspects of life. I want to be a great husband. I want to be a great father. I want to be a great coach. I want to be a great behavior management specialist. I want to be a great brother, a great friend. Any aspect of life that God has me in, I want to be great in it. But that's not always the case. Sometimes right now what we face, or what I'm facing, is sometimes trying to balance it all, right? Coaching is very hard. Believe it or not. Some coaches have a lot of success, and even the ones that don't have the success right now, it's still hard, because that coach still have to balance coaching and life. And if you think about the last struggle or challenge thing that you've been through, you ask yourself, how did you get through it? Did you get through it by yourself, or did God really bring you through it? And all the situations that I've been through in life, I can honestly say that God got me through it. The situation with my daughter, that I always bring bring back and remind myself that, yes, you're going through this, but remember the time that God brought you through. What did you do when you was going through that time in California, laying down in the bed, and Aisha called you and said, hey, CJ, the doctor says Kayla may be born with trisomy 18. How did you get through that situation? Being all the way on the West Coast, and the doctor's telling you after every doctor visit, your daughter may not live. Do you want to terminate the baby? I'm like, every doctor visit. So we would go to one every week or two every week, and constantly had negative news about the possibility of Kaylee not making it. Or another situation of, me stepping into the role of coaching and me trying to be this John P. Drafts that, had nothing but great success through 2009, 2010. And, me coming in here my first year and stinking it up, and then COVID happened, and then after COVID, we won 8 games, and they were only taking 2 teams in the region, and you happened to be number 3, but you were top 10. Then the following year, you won 3 games, and the following year after that, you won another 3 games, but your mindset is win, 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 win. Region champs, you want to make the lower state. So what about all the things that you've been through in life that really has you in that kind of trance to where this is tough? This is tough. I know I said a lot, but my example is, while I was going through and while I'm still going through all those things, I still depend on God. I still understand that my faith and being obedient is what's going to help me get to where I want to be in life. And not just winning, but also, doing true work of God. A coach is not just a coach that just collects a whole bunch of winning. It's about a person that's able to impact another life. And on my board in my room, I have, it's not about what you teach, it's about what you emphasize. And what I emphasize here as a coach, man, I emphasize God a lot, because I do understand that this basketball thing is going to go flat, right? So what can I do as a coach to teach my men, or teach my young men to go out and be great men of society, and to let them understand that they're going to go through some trials and some tribulations in their life, and that the only person that they need to depend on is God. Because believe it or not, I remember a time in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, where I was chasing this basketball thing, and God bent me down on my knees, and I had to really humble myself and really talk to him and be like, hey man, I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know where I'm at in life. Can you help me? I need you. I'm talking about with blown out tears. God, I need you. I need you right now. Like, come into my life and help me be the person and be the man that you need me to be. And after that relationship was like by far the top tier. Because, we all grow up in church. We all grow up in church. We all get baptized, and we all grow up singing on the choir, being ushers and things like that. But do you have a true connection with God at that age? And I'm not saying that kids don't. I'm just saying, for me, I didn't really fully get a true understanding of God until I was out there on my own and had to build a relationship with God. Because mommy and daddy, grandma, grandpa, family members, they introduce you to God, and that's a good thing. But now it's up to you to keep that relationship up to par, right? So when I went out there on my own as a 17, 18-year-old young boy, at the high school, I'm trying to figure out life. I'm trying to figure out, like, where do I go at from now? And a lot of kids right now don't really have that, and in this capacity, in this place, in this position of my life, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to not be ashamed to be a Christian, or to show my kids that, hey, I'm a follower. Yes, I used to listen to rap music. Yes, I used to have fun. Yes, I used to be a party, but I survived. A lot of kids right now is not surviving doing all that stuff. And if I could have came out of those things and get the word of God and be who I am today, I'm trying to prevent them from even going that route. You feel me? I'm trying to get them to not even go down that path, because sometimes in this day and age, that path leads to destruction. Like, kids are not coming out of that path. So as a coach, I'm big on emphasizing who I am as a person, who I am as a Christian, and showing that, guys, I went through so much as a young kid. All it did for me was to teach me who God really is, and to be able to do what I'm doing now, and then teach it with some kind of urgency to where, hey, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. And it's not that we are pressuring or we're pushing God on them, but it's more so that there's a God out there that's looking at you, that wants you to have nothing but what he has to offer for you. And that the enemy is out there to give you things that, it can only ruin your life. And as a program, man, it's one of those things to where we try to teach our young men that the best way to live is through God. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's nothing to hold your head over and say, man, I think that's corny. Because at the end of the day, it helps us be who we are. Like, God gets us through so many things and do so many things for us. Why not give him the honor and the glory for it? So my faith, I'm sorry to rant too. That was just like a big rant, right? But it's all good, man, because it's what we do on it. It's like what I love to do, man. I love to talk about God. I love to talk about my situation because I believe that it can help another either young coach coming up or a young kid, man, that's going through so much in life. Another thing is discipline. We talk about discipline as well, and it's two different forms of discipline. Discipline as in knowing the right thing. Well, no, not two forms, because I discipline you right now at the age of 2. He gets 3 pops. He gets 3 pops a day, depending on his behavior. That's disciplining him. But another form of discipline is me making sure that I also stay consistent, but working out every day. Working out in times I'm supposed to work out. But that's it, man. It's just knowing that your faith is what's going to keep you going, right? Your faith in God, your faith in what he does and what he's doing for you is going to allow you to continue to be who you are as a person. Because God is the only person that can get you through your trials and tribulations. Don't try to ask, any man or any woman to help you get you through the things. I mean, they can pray for you and things like that, but until you actually talk to God and have that conversation with him through prayer and just do a time of silence, nothing's gonna work. So I'm begging you, man, go out and build that relationship with God. Allow him to do the things that he said that he would do for you. All right? That's it.